Hello and welcome to a fantastic, enthralling episode where a man, or in this case, men, read a PDF. Now, in this fantastic latest news release, we have the long-awaited imagery and PDF-ery of the brand new, ground-up BMW R1300GS. Let's get into it.
Right in there.
Okay, so in front of me now, I have the PDF from BMW. So this is from Thilo Fuchs, head of water-cooled boxer models. With the new BMW R1300GS, we will once again take the competition by surprise. It's defined by an even broader spread of product substance, while the reduction in complexity and vehicle weight, combined with focused equipment, enable the essence of the Boxer GS to be showcased even more strikingly. With a new engine, outstanding handling, and impressive ride qualities, it will set the pace both on and off the road.
Bold claims. I mean, let's get straight into the look. So what do you reckon?
Do you know what? Okay, so this was actually leaked about a week ago, these pictures,
yeah.
and the internet caught on fire. They were like, oh my God, it's disgusting. Wow, that's me never buying a BMW again. Wow, looks Japanese. Oh my God, what's this? I actually quite like it.
I like it, yeah. It's different enough to be, excusable for a brand new model, which it is. And I don't know. It's a little bit V-Stromy. It's a little bit, this is the thing though. All these adventure bikes, you can't really. There's nothing groundbreaking in the world of adventure bikes, is it? They all look fairly similar. They're all quite beaky.
Well, they've got to be, haven't they?
Exactly. Yeah. Otherwise, no one would buy them. But yeah, it's I'm with you. I like it. I'm not sure those the mag wheels. They look like something off what's Rixie's BMX called?
A grifter.
No, but they're sort of 80s, 90s BMXs.
Well, those mag wheels, that we'll get onto this later, but they're an upgraded option. They're the super special mag wheels. Yeah.
Wow.
You can still get the original wire wheels. You can get those.
Well, yeah, no, I did see that, yeah.
And you can get the standard cast wheels as well.
Okay. So the
the Duplo ones are they're an expensive optional extra.
Wow.
Which we'll get into in a bit. But yeah, I like the looks. I think it looks aggressive. I get what people are saying, like dead on. It's got this X sort of headlight.
I like the X.
But it's an evolution,
X gonna give
we're looking at the profile of the bike now. Let's just go on to some other pictures here. So I actually think it looks way more of an enduro type bike than the previous model.
It does, yeah. I think, a bit more hybrid, I'd say. A bit more.
Yeah, there's almost a bit of multistrada / hypermotard rear end.
Yeah.
There's definitely a bit of KTM Super Duke GT in there.
Yes.
But I love the Boxer motor. I've loved that motor for ages, and I like the way it hangs out the side. I think it looks really cool.
I mean, you love hanging out the side of things, don't you?
Or the back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the looks, and this one now we're looking at is the Option 719, the green, metallic green.
I love that.
It's nice with the gold wire wheels.
Yeah.
It is nice. And on paper, that would have been right up my street. But actually, I would probably go for the Enduro-y one.
It's very, dare I say, sort of MG.
Yeah, I think that almost looks the cheapest out of them for some reason. I don't know why.
I think, I like the colour, but the execution is, it's a bit MG, I think.
But I think, I'm looking forward to riding it. I'll say this: I'm actually on the launch in about 3 weeks down in Spain, so I will let you know. But I think that looks cool. I think it's unmistakably GS. I would say. Yeah. And that X thing, I get what people are saying about the first water cooled ones had that cool G light thing, which did look cool and I liked it. Yeah. But then recently they've changed to the X. Gonna give it to you light. So there we go. Right.
So let's get into some meat then. Give me some. I want some info, Chris. I mean, you've had some time to study it.
Okay. Well, I'll go. I'll forget the guffage.
Yeah, forget the guffage a moment. Just give me some. Okay. Give me some key.
Okay. Here for me.
Facts.
12 kilograms lighter than the previous model.
That's good.
That is a
Yeah.
pretty big, because these adventure bikes,
Yeah.
they ain't light. So any time you can save weight on these things is much appreciated.
Yeah.
So a lot of that comes from the new rear subframe section. They keep talking about, and again, this might be a translation thing here. At the center of the new suspension is the sheet metal shell mainframe made of steel. So I think what they're saying is they've gone away from a tubular steel frame and they've gone to a.
It sounds like they've gone to a scrap metal merchant and pulled out.
It doesn't
that's what
sound great, does it?
No.
Sheet metal.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's where the weight has
Yeah.
disappeared. The centerpiece is once again the legendary 2-cylinder boxer engine. Its new design is more compact than ever before, thanks to the gearbox located under the engine.
Okay.
From exactly 1300cc, it produces an output of 107 kilowatts, which is 145.
Stop using
HP.
kilowatts, please.
I know,
please.
where does it come from?
Oh, let's think of something else. Let's make another measurement. I mean, just
Oh, it's been kilowatts for a long time.
not that long.
Yeah.
No, it hasn't.
Yeah.
But horsepower has been around since horses were around. Anyway, 145 horsepower. How much more is that? That's quite a lot more, isn't it?
Currently it's about 135, I think, to
Yeah.
138, something like that. So
it's
it's
a fair
beefier.
hike. Yeah.
At 7,750 RPM, developing a maximum torque of 149 Newton meters at 6.5k.
Beefy.
And all manufacturers of anything say this. This makes it by far the most powerful BMW boxer engine ever to be produced.
Whoa!
No way!
Whoa!
You mean you built a new one that's more powerful, and it's the most powerful one ever? This is the most powerful iPhone ever. Well, I fucking bloody hope so. Bloody hope it is.
Bloody 1,200 quid.
Bloody gone to USB-C now, haven't they? Anyway, finally caught up. So at the centre of this new suspension is the sheet metal shell mainframe made of steel, which in addition to being significantly optimised in terms of installation space, also offers higher levels of stiffness than the predecessor model. So highlights are lighter, more powerful, stiffer. For the rear frame, the previous tubular steel structure has now been replaced with a die-cast aluminium construction.
Like that. Like the look of it.
Looks nice, yeah. The new Evo telelever front wheel guide with flex element and the revised Evo paralever rear wheel guide also provide an even greater steering precision and ride stability. So they're saying it's more dynamic, less sloppy. New electronic dynamic suspension adjustment DSA as optional equipment with X-Works with dynamic adaptation for the damping and spring rate. Basically what they're saying is they've made it more controllable. So each mode now out of the generic 4, like road, sport, whatever, dynamic, it now adjusts the suspension depending on that mode.
Yeah.
However, now, this was a real niggle of mine from the previous models, was that the suspension was effectively untunable. You got road mode and
Yes. Okay.
and dynamic,
and that's it.
and that's it.
Yeah.
And they're massively different.
They are.
And you couldn't, like, honestly, it was like for a motorway cruising, you'd sit on this big sloppy road mode, and then honestly, I'd change the mode to go around roundabouts. It was getting really annoying.
But I think that's quite a rider specific. I can't see many riders wanting to just have more adjustability. I don't.
I do, because even the Gen 1 water cooled to the 2014 one, that still had at least 3 modes: soft, medium, hard. So you had a bit more, you know. And you know how all the new double R's and stuff like that, you can go into it and then use the clickers. That's what I really hope this is effectively saying. I'll be able to tell you on the launch, but I'm pretty sure if you buy the upgrade pack, which this is what BMW is all about, then you will have the option to do that.
And that is what, like we say always, all these PDFs, they go into detail, but they don't give you the real kind of nitty gritty, the real sort of interesting nuggets, and they don't allude to too much. They don't give you everything. They just sort of teabag.
They do. They dangle the bag into the mouth. And this is an interesting point as well. So this is again on suspension. Adaptive vehicle height control and sport suspension as optional equipment X-Works. So again, you can buy it. Exclusive in conjunction with DSA as the optional equipment. 2 further items of optional equipment are available for the suspension of the adaptive vehicle height control and sport suspension.
Right.
So this is effectively, you can raise and lower the bike. And I've looked into the longer version because this doesn't really go into much detail.
Yeah.
And effectively, you've got at slow speeds, you can actually make the bike run lower. Like it'll automatically
Hydraulically.
I don't know how the technical terms of it, but in traffic and from a standstill, the bike will be lower.
Wow.
And then unperceptively, apparently, when you pull away to a certain mile an hour, it raises up.
So is that for people with short legs?
Yeah.
Or not because you want like more downforce?
And for sporty riding, it will lower as well.
Okay.
So you have apparently, from what I am understanding, reading this PDF, is that you will have control over that from the instrument cluster.
Okay.
I hope. Matrix LED headlamps with innovative design as standard. State-of-the-art LED light units all round with turn indicators integrated to the hand protectors. So you've got indicators on the jib jobs, which I think they look a bit cheap, actually.
I like that.
On the but this particular design, I don't know. But the Matrix LED headlamp as standard isn't the adjustable night one. You have to pay extra for that.
Yeah.
Integrated the hand protectors at the front. Function integrated at the rear. I don't know what the rear... I hope they've got rid of the... In fact, let's have a look at a picture from the rear, because I really dislike the latest trend of the indicator being in the brake light, because when you're sat at a junction and you've got a brake light on and indicating, you can't...
I've got to say, when you were started banging on about it, I was like, oh, it's one of Chris's bloody, moaning things that you come up with. And actually now, having seen it, I don't like it. It's quite... When you're braking hard and indicating, then,
I mean... No.
Oh, right.
I actually think, I can't find a picture of the back of it, but it doesn't even look like there is a rear light, so I think we are stuck with the S1000 type dongers, which I think is a mistake, personally, but there we go. You say it all the time. Seductive, no.
Idiosyncratic?
No. Like personal, some people like...
Subjective?
Subjective, that's the word, Headlight Pro, so that is with the option equivalent item, Headlight Pro, the beam of the standard full LED headlamp turns into the bend.
The standard full LED?
The Headlight Pro, the beam of the standard full LED headlamp turns into the bend according to the banking position.
Quith Eubank. Thupper.
In this way, the bend is almost fully illuminated because the light moves to where the motorcycle is heading.
Julian Ryder.
Riding assistant with active cruise control. Anyway, so... Yeah, and actually, I have sampled again, on launches, you don't really get a chance to sample the nighttime stuff.
No.
But the previous GS headlight cornering thing was incredible. So I'm assuming this is going to be as the same. And of course, now we've got all the tech from the other bikes. So we've got riding assistant with active cruise. I think there's blind spot.
Riding assistant, so obviously that's an option. As it says,
yes,
there. Right. So the riding assistant is the pack. So that's the pack you're essentially upgrading for dynamic cruise control and front and rear radars, etc. Like so, the wing mirror jib job.
Yeah, warning. They've called it
front collision warning as well.
Front collision warning.
I don't like that. I do not like that on motorcycles.
No,
that's not good.
Because when you do like a side swipe in a car, when some twat's in the middle lane, you're like, well, I'm going to do this guy. And then the car goes, oh, you're going to hit him. It's like, I'm not going to hit him. I'm just going to go really close to scare him.
Have you tried it? Have you, I don't know, in the van, if you come up to something and you're not braking and there's a car turning off the road, it jams on the brakes.
You could argue, I mean, we could debate this, but you could argue how many lives does it save versus how much danger does it cause? And I think it's probably about a 50-50. Maybe more danger.
Maybe more, yeah.
So,
no, true. I just
knows?
don't like it.
No, I don't particularly like it either.
Don't fall asleep on a motorcycle.
And actually, with a lot of that stuff, I think active cruise control is great.
Yes. Not in the UK.
But I don't like the thought of a machine, as you're saying, particularly a motorcycle, having control over...
Dictating when it jams the brakes on. Because, I mean...
We've all been in cars that sometimes you're just driving around a corner and it will just go...
Yeah. I don't know. It's just a bit scary. It's a bit...
Yeah, I mean, and lane change warning. It monitors... I mean, that's what they call blind spot thing. So it's the same as on...
right, okay. So it's not... When you're going over a white line without indicating, it goes... Brrr.
I don't think so, no. I think it's that. Which, again, if you're not looking around, you probably shouldn't be riding a motorcycle.
Yeah.
But that is the world we live in. The new R1300GS, the very highest level of touring and off-road expertise in an attractive basic variant, along with the variant's triple black GS Trophy and option 719 Transmunter. Tramontana. That's the green one.
Yeah, okay with that. Is it? Sorry, just quickly going off. Is there no adventure?
They release them next year. So in previous releases, they've always released the non-adventure, and then a year later,
the 1250, the adventure came out the same year.
A lot later on.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry.
No, they like to extract money from people and then go, I'll get the big one now. So no, this isn't about the adventure at all. So which I think will be called the 1400.
So you're not buying this one then?
I don't know. We'll see. I'll see what happens after the launch. I mean, I could trade mine in.
Yeah.
I've got a GS Trophy 2022, so let's see. The new R1300GS features an entirely new design, which is based on the traditional GS Fly line. I did also see somewhere in this document, deep buried in, because take for example an RT, which I've had the recent pleasure of riding, and it's an old one, and it's got an electric window. An electric window is one of those things that I thought I just couldn't give a toss about on a motorbike. But having ridden with one now, an electric screen is like the best thing, one of the best things ever.
A screen is pretty nice.
A screen is pretty nice as well, yeah. And the GS has always been a bit of a flappy, vibey screen. But apparently there is an option for an electric window on this.
Really?
But it's for some reason only available on the standard and enduro bikes. I don't know why that is. So I'll tell you on the launch. Highlights.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Go on, read them out.
Okay, highlights of the new BMW. Completely new designed boxer engine with bottom-mounted gearbox. And BMW shift cam technology for varying the valve timing and valve stroke on the intake side. Output and torque, 145 horsepower at 7,750.
Thank you for missing out the kilowatts.
That's all right. And 149 newton meters at... Are you right with newton meters as opposed to pound foot? Foot pound. Knock sensor system for optimized travel suitability. So that's
been around for years, isn't it?
You can put crap fuel in it.
Yeah.
Completely redesigned suspension with sheet metal shell main frame and die-cast aluminium rear frame. Greater steering precision and ride stability thanks to the new Evo telelever with flex element and revised rear wheel guide Evo paralever. Weight reduction of 12 kilograms. I think that's the highlight for me.
Yeah.
Compared to the previous model.
Apart from the looks,
BMW motor had full integral ABS as standard. I will say something about the ABS because I hope they haven't done it on this model, but I think they probably have. The most recent GS, which I have, GS Adventure, the ABS is so intrusive because now it takes into account rear lift.
Right, and you can't adjust it.
You can't adjust it. Well, you can adjust it.
Well, you can't take the lift off.
You can take the lift off the rear. But then it takes, but then you have to ride permanently with a massive flashing ABS light, which you may not find as annoying. But if you're sitting there and you've just got this thing, it gets quite grinding. 4 riding modes are standard. If you put the plug in, if you get the TE, which, by the way, I'll just say this as well. 90% of these bikes that are sold, people will buy the TE version, and the TE version is all of the packs, everything. So I think it's quite rare for people to go into a BMW dealership and start nitpicking and go, I'll have that pack, I'll have that pack. Most bikes that are sold are all TEs.
Yeah, it's like Ducati and the S models. And
just buy it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just buy it. Engine drag torque control, MSR, dynamic brake assist, DBC, and off-road assistant, HSC, hill start control, I think.
Yes. Electronic
dynamic suspension as optional equipment. So this is where it's like, oh, we've got this, we've got that.
Yeah.
Just buy the TE.
Yeah.
I've got the prices actually. I think it's about $2,000 more for the TE, and it includes everything.
Where are the prices?
So pricing, it's not bad, is it?
It's not bad.
It's cheaper than you thought.
Yeah.
So pricing for the standard basic model is $15,990. This is pounds in the Great British place.
Sterling.
The R1300GS TE is 18,465. So it's 2,500 quid more.
Yeah, that's not bad.
For everything.
That's not bad.
Yeah, but then expect the Adventure to be another
4, 5.
No, I don't think it'd be that much. If that's the
fully
price,
loaded a fully loaded Adventure.
T Adventure, I reckon, is going to be about 21,
23.
22.
Oh yeah. Are there any geometry changes? Because I guess it's an all new frame.
I think there probably would be.
Yeah.
From reading the longer version, it does seem that it's much more. Not much more. It seems that it is a more dynamic. We've done back-to-back tests with other bikes.
Yeah.
It's always the one that's a bit more
a bit
sloppy,
more botty,
a bit
botty,
more,
yeah,
but comfortable
Yeah.
and flexible.
Yeah.
I think that is now reducing.
right.
So it's more dynamic.
AKA sportier.
AKA sporty, yeah. Front collision warning, blah, 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 dynamic cruise control, lithium-ion battery with battery guard. It's got smartphone charging compartment with integrated USB socket and additional 12-volt onboard power socket as standard. Seat heating for rider and passenger, optional extra. Handlebar riser up to 30 mil, optional extra. Wide range of seat height variances, optional extras. Connectivity, multifunctional instrument cluster with 6.5-inch full-color TFT, which seems to be the same as the previous one. But then that is an exemplary screen display.
Yes.
It's the best on the market, as far as I'm concerned. You'll love this one. It's keyless ride as standard.
Cuddly toy.
Intelligent emergency coolers, optional equipment. That's when you fall over and it goes, Mr.
I had
Fagan,
that.
are you okay?
Yeah, I had that. Yeah, on an unreleased video that still haven't been released.
Oh, did it call you? Did it?
Yeah.
Are you all right?
Yeah. Yeah. It was off-road, by the way, so it don't really count.
Attractive basic variant along with the model's triple black GS trophy and option 719 Traumatina. Extensive and surprise, an extensive range of optional equipment. So that's, I mean, in a nutshell, I mean, this is the long version with all the sort of stuff in it. And some of it's quite interesting. It's talking about how it's sort of the same mounting of the suspension as the old HP2 Sport.
Okay.
So it's a stiffer, that whole telelever front has been mounted in a different way. So it's all, a lot of it is got that stiffer feel. I think it's going to be a pretty good bike, to be honest with you. I mean, it's an amazing bike in my opinion anyway.
But you're paid to say that.
Yeah, I'm not, by the way. This is just an ongoing joke. So it's I think it's a banger, and I think it looks good, and I think the adventure version is going to look even better. I don't know if I like the pannier, the cases that they've got. I prefer the bulky ones. I hope those still, because that I don't know if you've noticed. In fact, in these pictures. So I don't think your old panniers are going to transfer like the previous GSs because they've got this almost like circular mounting thing. Have you noticed that?
No, I haven't seen the pannier.
See this little thing here?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So that seems like like those cycling boots.
Yeah, cleats. Oh, the city thing.
Yeah, I think it's a bit like that. So this is the bit, only for basic variant and trophy, comfort package, electrically adjustable windshield, including high wind shield high, cockpit trim and wind deflector, center stand, passenger package, comfort, passenger. So again, in some of the pictures, you can see an extra bit of wind deflection on the thing.
Right.
But I don't know why some of it's available on those and not. So I mean, what do you think overall?
I'm genuinely not shocked. That's a exaggeration. I'm genuinely surprised by it. It looks great. They haven't tried to reinvent the wheel, which I like because, as good. Look, I'm not a GS man. If I was to buy a adventure bike or touring bike, I would buy a Multistrada or a KTM just because it's more exciting and sporty. But I haven't ridden this yet, so it's lighter. There's more power. I think for the first time in a long time, I really like the looks. So
it looks like you can. I can imagine people doing cool stuff to it and making it look even better. Like a lot of bikes straight out of the factory look a bit, But I think just that picture there, even the basic model, I think that the scoop, the light, I think it looks cool. And I think by the time everyone's like blacked it out and put their big luggage stuff and stupid headlights on it, I think it'll be, it'd be really cool.
Oh, those wheels! Oh, stop it!
There they are.
Oh,
yeah, look at them.
Horrendous.
It's like the wheel on the Lego Technic.
Yeah.
Porsche. But I don't know how much they are, but I'm sure there'll be quite a lot. But then they're a lot lighter. I think they're like 3 kilos lighter than the wire ones.
Wow.
Yeah. So say what you will about the way they look, but I think
I don't care.
But not as robust because they're going to crack, aren't they?
Hi, I'm Al, and I like orthopedic wheels.
Like one of those dogs that's lost its back legs. So I think personally, it's going to be a success. It's the best-selling bike above 500cc in Europe.
In the world, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose.
It's above 500cc, yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think it's going to be up there, but I'll let you know in a couple of weeks. Ow.
Oh, sorry.
That's my injury.
Vaginal wound.
It is a vaginal wound. A gash. They're a MotoGP now, aren't they? See you later.